Welcome back. Today I'm going to try out 4.3 mode on HDZero. So I had a lot of good feedback on the last video. Appreciate that. Glad you guys are enjoying tagging along with me on this interesting little journey here. I figured out the 4.3 stuff, and then after I figured it out, I got a lot of feedback on the video basically confirming that I could do it, which I had figured out because I started looking into it as soon as I got home while I was processing the video and figured it out. What I don't know for sure is if I have the setting exactly right on the goggles, because the way that you do it, you put your camera in 4.3 mode, but then your goggles, you've got to adjust on the module, you've got to adjust there's like a scaling mode. And so I've got it set right now on, I think it's called like 960 or something, I don't know. There's like 5 different scaling modes from what I understand, and there's no details that I could find on what each one of those means. I wish that I could. If someone knows, share that in the comments, and I'll pin that and we'll see. But I don't know what the algorithm is for each of those modes. But what I thought I might try, I've only got 2 batteries, but what I thought I might try is to go through them on the goggles here while it's recording and see what those look like. The goal is I want to make sure I'm getting my full 4.3 view, and then I'm just going to fly one. Once I get it figured out exactly where I want it, then I'm going to fly one just for fun with the setting once I get it. So let's get this thing set up, get these tested real quick, and get to flying. I'm going to hook up the drone here, and I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can because that sucker gets hot quick. And I don't have a fan. Should have had a fan, but it'll be all right. And kind of go through a couple of those settings. I know which one I've got on now. I've got it on 960. I want to see if there's any other ones that look like they might be what would give me the right scale. And I don't know what those are. So like I said, if somebody knows for sure what the algorithm is for, hey Carl, you know what, can you share what the algorithm is for each of the 5 scaling modes? I'd like to know what it's doing so that we can, you know, figure that out. Like I saw somebody had said that the HD, I don't remember, it was one of the other Fat Shark goggles, and they said to use the H-scaler mode. So I don't know, maybe I'll see what that one does too. And then one video the guy had used the 960 mode, but I haven't found anything that anybody really tells you what those are. I've not delved too deeply into it, but I've not found anything. There was nothing that came out, you know, in just my general searches when I was looking originally on what those are. So it'd be great to know, and if nobody will share it, then I'm going to tell you what I think it is here when I'm looking at it. And you can take it all with a grain of salt. That's the one thing about this hobby, documentation, man. Engineers. And I'm a software engineer, so just as guilty as the rest. We are terrible at documenting stuff. We're good at coming up with things. We're terrible at going back and documenting all the nitty-gritty details. And we assume everybody just knows. We don't know. Document! Okay, so I am in the 960 mode right now. Why is it saying I don't have a card? I do have a card. Put that back in. Still saying I don't have a card. Okay, well, I guess you're all not going to get to see this, but I'm in 960 mode now. That's fine. Looks pretty good 4.3 wise. Okay, now see, this thing has, I gotta find where these things are all at. All these buttons, man. Okay. Alright, we'll go over. Okay. So you go down to aspect ratio, and I'm on H960 V scale. See what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's definitely not it. H scale. That actually looks right. That looks real good actually. And then let's see what else is there. Alright, I'm gonna leave it on H scale. Things getting hot anyways. So H scale looks pretty good. The 960 looks pretty. I think the H scale might actually be a little better. I really would like to know what those other modes are. I'm having trouble. I'm pushing in here on this. I'm going over to it, going down. I'm pushing down in the middle. That's supposed to be what selects it. And it's not changing, or it's being finicky there. I'm not sure what the deal is there. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I gotta play with that a little more. Anybody got any tips on that? Anybody else had trouble with that, with selecting, like when you push down on the shark bite one? I don't know if I'm the only one who's having a problem, maybe not. And if somebody else has had a problem and they figured out what they were doing wrong, let me know down in the comments. I want to try it on this H scale mode, and I'm just going to fly and we're going to see how this goes and what I think about it. It looks really good though. I definitely got more field of view vertically now. That was my concern with 4.3, because I had heard something or read something or saw a video, I don't remember exactly where it was I saw it, and they said that the 4.3 mode just chopped off the side. I don't know where I saw that at, but when I saw that I was like, well, that sucks. So I don't know how that came about or who said that, but they're wrong. At least with the Runcam HDZero Micro V2. And I think I said the other day that John sent me the micro camera, he sent me the Nano camera too. So like the racing one. That's what I meant to say. So anyways, because what I've got on there is the micro. It's like the 19mm version. When you've been flying as long as I have, and the cameras started out at like the 28 by 28 or whatever they were huge. You know, they were almost as big as your flight controller on the boards there. They were massive. And the mounts were a whole lot different then. So anyways, you get used to that, you forget what is micro, what's mini, what's whatever, I don't know. Anyways, so we're gonna fly a little bit here. I've got this battery here, I'm gonna finish out, and then I've got one more battery, and I wanna test out this 4.3 and see if I like it or not. And I'm pretty sure I will, because that's what I'm used to flying, is 4.3. So, without further ado, let's get to flying. And I don't know why the goggles don't wanna be recording right now. They're not, well, yeah, it's like seeing no card or something. I might have mucked up my card. I formatted it. Maybe I did something wrong with the format. I don't know. Anyways, it was the same card. I don't know. All right, we gotta get this thing flying here. Get this VTx to cool down. Man, that looks so good though. I'm just wanting to cool down the VTx a little bit here. Yeah, I'm digging this 4.3 definitely looks way better than the 16.9. All button up here. Oh, well, oh, I just lost video. I assume my battery came disconnected. Hit that stupid sign. Well, durability test. Let's go see what the damage. Oh, I'm over here. Let's see what the result of that was. I wanted the durability test, but I really didn't want to do that today. Even HD. Yeah, my battery just came disconnected. Okay, that's good. Looks good. Gotta find my battery though. Okay, so my drone is here. I hit that sign over there. Now to find the battery. Hey, my GoPro's still recording. Let's see if we can find my battery. Let's start back at the scene of the crime. I ended up all the way over there after I hit this sign here. Now I gotta find my battery. And you know, it'll be super visible because it's black. There's my cover. That's nice and pink. I think I found my battery. Yep. So, cover was here. Quad was over there. And battery, let's see if I'm pointing at it there. Is it yeah, back there. It's a little damp out here this morning too. Oh, all right. So we'll get this thing hooked back up here. Yeah, I definitely like the 4.3 view, way better. And sorry I don't have DVR footage today to show you what the difference was on those scale modes. I'm going to try to find something out about those scale modes, and if I can figure out what it is, I'm going to make a video about it. My guess is most of those modes are probably the same. And I think it varies, depends on how the goggles work. Like some of the goggles, I think, natively handle 4.3 HDMI. Some of them don't. Like mine doesn't handle it, and that's why it's got to be scaled. Whereas some of them handle automatically, and they'll do. I think some of the Fat Shark models handle it automatically, and they'll just do it. And then some of them you got to scale, where they don't handle it natively. So that's what it is. I don't know. I'd like to know what the algorithm is though. There's like one that's like H cut, and one that's like V cut. My guess is cut the sidebars off in one, trims the bottom, top on the other. I don't know what the difference is there, but that's kind of what I figure it is. So maybe if you're in 4.3 mode and your goggles only do 16.9 or something, you can do one or the other, and vice versa. I don't know, maybe something like that. I'm just kind of guessing. I'm spouting off on stuff that I have absolutely no idea about. That's what we do, right? I need to swap out the battery pad on this. This is the default pad that comes with the Moxy. It's okay, but it definitely doesn't stick to your battery very well. I need to put the UmmaGrip in there. And that's what it should just come with. Just partner with Ummagawd, Bubby. Just partner with him. Include the UmmaGrip. That should just be the standard. So far, mount's holding up well for the VTX. I assume I still got video now. Yeah, got video. I had my timer there. It'll be wrong. I'll just look at the voltage on the screen. He's on. And we'll fly a little bit here. All right. Yeah, definitely like the 4.3 on this, man. It's so nice to like be able to see details. All right, low battery. Not really. It's getting there. It's working. Let's see if it bounces back up or not. I'm mainly just wanting to play with this thing a bit, just to figure out, you know, what I like, what I don't like. Don't hit that sign, Stacy. That would be bad. Man, I'm digging this view though. It looks so good. I can see so well. It's amazing just how much better you fly just in confidence whenever you can see. Alright, I gotta land. But I don't want to. I don't want to land. I'm enjoying it. But I bet I don't want to kill my batteries. Yeah, I mean, I love this, man. This is great. I'm not even noticing breakup, but I mean, I'm not flying over where the metal and stuff is. At some point I got to do a little more testing and kind of see what affects this setup more than other stuff, but like in this environment here, really good. I mean, my analog stuff, a lot of times when I'm behind myself back here, it gets a little sketchy. I mean, it's not sketchy, but you know, it gets more breakup, and I'm not noticing the breakup at all. I know there's breakup because I went back and I watched the other footage. I went back and watched it, and I saw breakup that I didn't see when I was flying. So I don't know if it was actually there, or you know how analog sometimes the DVR records just slightly differently than what's actually in the goggles. I don't know if that's the case here or not, but anyways, I didn't see it when I was flying, but I did see it when I was back on the DVR. So I have to take my word for it because I don't have any DVR today. I don't know why. We'll see how it goes. See if I can not crash this time and try to. I think on this one I'm going to play with range a little bit, just because I know what it's like. I'm going to fly out behind this house down that way in that corner where it's usually about the worst, because there's a lot of trees, a lot of building, there's a lot of power lines around there, and it always affected analog. I could fly over there, but I generally didn't because the breakup was kind of haphazard, you know. Not bad enough that you couldn't see, but bad enough that you really didn't want to fly in it. And I mean, it's not far. It's just, that's just what it would do, because all kinds of things affect your signal, not just range. So you can be flying close and have crappy video if there's a lot of interference or things that cause interference, no matter what it is. I mean, all these are operating on radio frequencies. So it doesn't matter if it's digital, it doesn't matter if it's analog, it doesn't matter what it is. Radio frequency is radio frequency is radio frequency. You know, like I was saying the other day, penetration with DJI is better because it's retrying it. It's not really better. You're just seeing the result of retries. So, end result is it's better. It's better for the pilot, they can see. It's worse for latency, but it's way better for being able to see. So there's a trade-off there with response and what you can see. I'm actually kind of liking having my voltage on the screen. I didn't fly with OSD forever. I never really needed it. I don't need it now, but you can get a little longer flights because you actually know what your battery's at. You're not just assuming, and you can keep from killing your batteries if your battery drops out a little soon and you don't, you know, it's not as good of health. So there's definitely pros to the OSD. I'm not knocking you OSD guys, but I just never used it. It was just one more thing I didn't have to fool with connecting on my VTx, and mostly it stemmed from bad experience with having problems with the flight controller screwing up the video, like dropping it or blacking it or doing all kinds of weird stuff. And so I just didn't feel like fighting with that, and I just preferred to not deal with it. All right, let's fly. Let's try to do a little more freestyle. Oh no, wait, I was going to test range, wasn't I? Okay, let's do that. So, standing how I generally do with analog. I always put my patches down this way in case I fly down this way. Uh-oh. That wasn't because I didn't see him. I saw him, I just didn't turn fast enough. Oh, breakup's good back here. Real good, actually. Let's go over this way. A little snow over here. It's kind of weird. In the open, there is a fence. There's a lot of water on the ground and in the trees right now. Not bad. And I'm not pointing the right way for that back corner, so this would just be these little short stubbies. Man, it's so nice to be able to see. So nice to be able to see. That's awesome. Like, I wouldn't be able to see a lot of these, this moss in particular, would not be able to see that moss on my analog. I can see it on this. I love that. That will save me a lot of crashes.
20 seconds.
And like back in there, man, it would have gotten bad. Yes, all that moss there. It would have gotten so bad. There's all that moss over there. Look at that moss. Just waiting to grab your drone, take you down.
10, 9,
Man, I am so digging this.
7, 6, 5.
It's so nice being able, I can even see the fence now, man. I can never see that fence back there.
2,
This fence, I can never see in analog. I don't know what it is. I can tell I'm about ready to hit it. I cannot see it for the life of me. I don't know what the light, it's the lighting or the shadows or, well, you know, and then analog just, okay, battery's getting a little low there, so oh, that didn't help me any. Couldn't see that moss. It was too late. we're getting some durability testing. Sometimes, no matter how good your video is, sometimes you just can't see stuff until it's the last second. I don't even know which moss I hit, honestly. I think part of it I was a little, I caught a bunch of it too. The drone's got a beard. Oh, you know what it was? I was talking about being able to see it so well. The moss, they communicate silently with one another. They're like, all right guys, it's time. Get him this time. Don't let him by. They were successful. They won the battle. They will not win the war. Okay, so thoughts on 4.3 with the HDZero Runcam Micro V2. I like it. So, these are Amway Commander V1S. So for these, I would say use the H-Scaler. The 960 looked okay too, the H960, but just do the H-Scaler. It looked, I think the video looked a little crisper than the 961. Maybe it's just placebo effect, I don't know. But anyways, the H-Scaler one seemed to be pretty good. V-Scaler definitely not, original very not. So either the H960 or the H-Scaler, either one of those should be fine. I think the only other two settings I didn't get a look at were like H-cut and V-cut. I don't know what those do. I can't get this stupid thing to switch. This mount's really working good. I do want to get my other one printed though, so that I can get that protection over top of it and run this little cable like it's running through a channel. That's on Thingiverse, so if you've got a 3D printer, you know, you can print that out. Really happy with this setup. Definitely going to switch, but let's plug this guy back in here, and I'm going to try those other two modes. I'm pretty happy with H-Scaler. I also want to see what H-cut and V-cut is. I said I was going to figure it out, and I'm going to figure it out. Okay, so I got video there on that. Let me come up to here, this thing. Okay, down to aspect ratio. Okay, now I'm on H-cut. Oh God, definitely not H-cut. So what H-cut seems to do is stretch the 4.3. It doesn't chop it. Oh, you just barely tap it. Okay, now back to original. Okay, so that's original, which I know what that does. H960 is fine. V-scale. V-scale ends up on this one chopping the top. No, it just compresses it in. So you get the full width and you get the full height of the 4.3, but you have black bars at the top and the bottom, and so it's real squished. Oh, that's terrible. And then H-scale, yeah, H-scale is what I want. So you get the full 4.3, but it compresses it in horizontally. So V-scale gives you the full 4.3, but compresses it vertically. H-scale gives you the full 4.3, but compresses it horizontally. And then V-cut brought that in, I believe, like it compressed it, you know, vertically, and then just kind of brought it in a little bit. And then H-cut, they're kind of like the opposite. And then H-cut does the opposite of that. It brings it in the other way, and then you chop at the top and the bottom, but you don't really chop. So yeah, I would recommend probably H-scale would be my initial thought there on that.